Has Remedy Entertainment ever made a bad game? I've personally been playing through every major title from the studio since the release of Max Payne, and as far as I'm concerned, every one of those has been an absolutely wonderful experience. Alan Wake brought to life an incredible world full of flavor, character, and mystery, all of which was tied together with a solid gameplay loop based around third-person action and adventure.
There were more of them.
I remember breaking the street date on the game so I could play it before release, and even giving a copy to a friend as well at the time. Quantum Break released 6 years later, which expanded on the gameplay of Alan Wake by introducing far more supernatural powers to the action segments, and also dialed up the unreal shifting of reality to a whole new extreme, creating some absolutely stunning moments. Unfortunately, despite being a fantastic game, Quantum Break was hamstrung by the television show that accompanied it. It was a little jarring to go from one of the most visually impressive video games of all time to then suddenly be thrown into one of the most boring and underwhelming television shows ever to hit screens. Still, as a game, Quantum Break is, in my eyes, a fantastic title. And so now we have a new game, Control, and thanks to Remedy Entertainment and publisher 505 Games, I've been allowed to spend the past week playing through the title, and I've been so eager to share this game with all of you. Let me show you why.
You need to go to the interview. Go that way to the elevator.
Thanks. Elevator that way. Got it.
Very good. I'm Ahti, the janitor, by the way. You'll work for me. You can say I sent you.
Control is the natural progression for Remedy Entertainment. With Alan Wake and Quantum Break behind it, Control brings everything about those past titles into an open world setting. Yes, this is an open world game, taking place inside one sprawling location, an office building called The Oldest House, a place technologically trapped in the 1980s, but completely unbound from the laws of physics or conventional reality. When we arrive at The Oldest House, we take control of protagonist Jesse Faden, played by actress Courtney Hope, who we previously saw playing Beth Wilder in Quantum Break.
You're Jack Joyce.
Where is he? Where's my brother?
Upon arrival, Jessie explains to us, or to a voice in her head, that she's here looking for her brother Dylan, having been taken away during childhood by the Federal Bureau of Control, a group which operates out of The Oldest House. However, upon our arrival, we instead find the Bureau in shambles, the majority of them under the control of some supernatural phenomenon called the Hiss. The few characters we meet who've managed to avoid this fate help elaborate on the situation, and before long we're let go to explore the oldest house as far as our own abilities will allow in pursuit of our goal.
That works. Somehow the Hiss managed to infiltrate the building without any warning.
But before long, key characters start handing out optional missions that send us to some of the most bizarre and fantastic parts of the oldest house that I found them impossible to ignore.
Can you help me get to the override?
Yes, easy peasy. It's just around the corner. But first, we need to get you working. Very small, couple of hours job.
And throughout the game world, we eventually start to discover new abilities which allow us to reach areas that we'd previously had to leave unexplored. And this is where the true charm of Control's free roaming design really starts to shine. The flavour and character of the world in which Control takes place is so richly detailed, brimming with stories that paint a layer of dark comedy over real-world myths and legends, that I was always compelled to explore every inch of the oldest house, looking for any collectibles that might expunge lore through documents, audio tapes, and video files.
Just look at it. 8 inches wide and capable of storing a whopping 80 kilobytes. Stolen by our friends at the CIA, the disc held the launch codes to Soviet nukes.
I especially love how our communications with the board are told through these extremely rough translations that only barely convey some semblance of meaning. As if we aren't able to completely comprehend the language used, so we just have to make do. So beyond the main quest line and side missions given to us by characters we meet, there are also randomly generated missions in the form of timed alerts, where at any moment during gameplay you'll be alerted that attention is needed somewhere in the oldest house, usually to fight some powerful enemies under various conditions. These can be ignored, but if you're in the area it's a nice way to collect a few quick rewards. And with that said, we need to talk about the combat in this game, as it is, along with exploration, the other pillar upon which the game stands. And it is an absolutely rock-solid one at that. Jesse Faden is armed with the service weapon, an object of power as the Bureau calls it, capable of taking many forms. A pistol, long-range rifle, full automatic. The service weapon is capable of being upgraded and customized to a surprising degree. Although only 2 forms can be equipped on hand, these can be freely swapped in and out at any time, even in the middle of battle. Ammunition is unlimited, so we're free to just have fun and use the service weapon as we see fit, without regard for resources. But the service weapon is only one of the objects of power which Jesse is able to wield. Supernatural abilities are the bread and butter of combat in Control. The floppy disk allows us to launch objects telepathically, ripping enemy armor apart. The Carousel Horse gives Jesse the ability to perform an evasive dash, on the ground or in mid-air. I won't elaborate on the many other objects of power, but what I do want to praise is the fact that as these are collected, every one of them is equipped at the same time. There's no need to swap between them. Each one has a dedicated button on the gamepad, making it incredibly easy to use every ability freely in combat. These abilities aren't just used in battle, they also expand Jesse's ability to explore the game world. The aforementioned evasive dash allows us to reach distant ledges while smashing through windows, where more optional content can be discovered. An upgrade tree also exists where physical and supernatural abilities can be upgraded by spending ability points. Ability points are handed out as quests are completed, but if you want to fully upgrade everything, you'll need to discover the majority of hidden areas in the game for bonus points. And so we're given this huge open world, a fantastic amount of freedom with regard to how we approach combat and exploration, and a fantastically told story delivered by a lovable cast of characters.
Have you ever seen an AWE?
Not out in the field. The AWEs are just altered items doing their thing. The Bureau goes in, locks everything down, and then they bring me back some clock or a gumball machine that made the town blind or something.
I love the fact that every single spoken line of dialogue is delivered with bespoke facial animations. There's no procedurally generated lip movements here. Everything is so perfectly well crafted that I was always compelled to pay attention to everything that was being said.
Do you know this Ahti guy?
Of course. He's my favorite coffee break buddy. Dude has got some crazy stories.
Control is by far the largest game Remedy Entertainment have ever created, and I took the time to unlock the game's Platinum Trophy. But even beyond this accolade, there are so many secrets and Easter eggs that beg exploration and discovery. Unlockable suits can be found, some of them hidden behind strange tasks that give barely any hints of possibility. Many other incredibly obscure secrets yield barely any reward at all, except just a small acknowledgement in the form of an item drop. By far the most difficult puzzle in the game yields no reward at all except a pair of low-level enemies to defeat and a useless item. Still, I'd love to see how many others figure this one out. And so I think it goes without saying that I absolutely loved this game from start to end. One thing worth mentioning is that Control has no qualms about pushing the PlayStation 4 Pro to the absolute limit. Beyond a number of data streaming issues, some situations are happy to drag the frame rate down to single digits. This happened rarely, and when it did, it was more impressive than annoying. Still, maybe we'll see a PlayStation 5 remaster, and of course there's also an Xbox One X and Epic Games Store release for people who want to see the game running on more recent hardware.
hissing sound that tried to invade me earlier. The hiss. Burrowing into everything in this place.
I can't help but feel like Control is a game that's flown under the radar for a lot of people, so I hope I've done my part by letting you know a little more about the title today. As usual, if you haven't already, please do consider taking the time to subscribe to my channel. I don't upload videos too often, but sometimes I really do want to share something with you, so feel free to stick around for that. Either way, thank you for watching, I'll see you next time.